Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all music lovers from across the globe. Welcome to the first episode of the triple back-to-back episodes of the Chacha album review series on the Chacha Music Review Podcast, which is sponsored by Mama's Natural, your number one plug when it comes to hair enhancement and skin beautification. And of course, my name is Afis Tonova.
Yo, it's your boy One-Time How to him, and I'm hanging out with Afis Tonova. Keep listening to the Chacha Music Review Podcast. One love.
Just as promised, on the 20th of August 2020, Fireboy DML released his sophomore album titled Apollo. The 17-track album features the like of D-Smoke, Olamide, and Wandiko, and the production credit goes to Fuse Mr. Producer, P Prince, I Am Beat, and Zach A. Now, I was going to do a track-to-track review of this album, but I decided to go with the summary version instead. Firstly, let me say this. This album has to be one of the most difficult albums that I have to review this year, and the reason is simple. I am a big fan of Fireboy, and I was already excited that he was dropping a new album just 9 months after dropping his first album. And considering how well his 3 singles, talking about New York City Girl, Ila, and Tattoo has done, I had so much hope for this album. But to my surprise, when I first listened to the album, I did not feel the album at all. It sounded so off, and I was just feeling somehow. So I had a chat with my friend Preko, and I told Preko, how far now? I did see this Fireboy new album, and he also shared some of his opinion with me, which are some of the things I also had about the album. But then again, I listened to the album for the second time and the third time, and it started making sense to me, and then I understood why I felt the way I felt. By the way, shout out to Preko for helping me out on this album. If you are like me and you are expecting the same Fireboy of Jealous or the same Fireboy that sang What If I Say, then sorry to say you will be disappointed. The Fireboy that turned up on this album is that Fireboy that wants to win the heart of the international market, which is why most of the songs, especially the ones produced by Fuse Mr. Producer, had so much pop element in it, and it became so obvious on the song titled Favorite Song. You can literally tell that they were pushing Fireboy to become the African Michael Jackson on that song. Although it is a good song, trust me, it's a very good song that you enjoy. Now, this is not to say that this album is not a good album. As a matter of fact, this is a sweet album with songs like Airplane Mode, which is actually my favorite track of the album. There is also another song titled Spell, which features Wandiko, and yes, Wandiko almost finished Fireboy on that track. I mean, big shout out to Fuse for the production of that song also. There's also this song titled Dreamer, which I like, and this was the song that actually brought back that original Fireboy sound that we like. And yes, Fireboy gave us some adequately good vibes on this song also. Now, another song that stood out for me on this album is the song titled Alpha, and this one features Olamide, and I have to say, I have always imagined what Fireboy and Olamide are going to sound like on the same track, and finally I got to hear that on this song, and I was not disappointed. I mean, Olamide really went alpha on us, giving us totally English rap. I mean, he did not even flow in Yoruba at all, and like he rightly said, the only time he does this is when he has a lot to say, and Olamide did say a lot in the song. This is another good song you should watch out for on the album. Now, another song which is personal, which is actually my second favorite song on the album, is the song titled Go Away. Now, this song also proves why people will continue to fuck with Fireboy. You could hear his vocal, you could hear his talent, you could hear his ability on this song. Fireboy really came through on this song, and big shout out has to go to Type A for the portion of this song. He was able to bring that smooth and melodious Fireboy on this song. The song titled Friday Feeling was the song I was actually expecting Olamide to be featured on, because when I heard this song, this is the club banger of this song. Like, this is the party scatter of the album, and credit once again has to go to Fuse Mr. Producer. Now, if there's one thing Fuse rightly did on this album, is the fact that Fuse was able to put that international vibes on almost every song that he produced, adding some African elementary sound in it. This song is an example of what I call an Afro form. Another song that you should check out on the album is a song titled Sound. Now, Sound reminds me of Vibration on the LTG album. They have similar melody, though this song titled Sound does not have the same strong party vibe as Vibration, but then again, this is another good song that you should listen to. I love the African rhythm and the African vibe that was input into the song. The album came to an end with this song titled Remember Me, and just like the first song of the album, which is titled Charm and which features D-Smoke, this song talks about the legacy that Fireboy is going to leave behind, or the legacy that Fireboy has started leaving behind. And Fireboy just used to talk about, look man, when I'm gone, you guys to remember me for the good work that I have done. Now, as much as the production of this album was dope, shout out to every producer that worked on this album. I feel like there was a lot of pressure to make Fireboy appeal to the international market, making it sound so foreign. Now, Like I rightly said, every production on the album was good, but I think one thing they actually did perfectly was the fact that in as much as they tried to make him sound foreign, they made sure that he also did not lose his local appeal. And this brings me to another thing I didn't like about the album, which is the track arrangement. Now, I felt like if the track arrangement did not consist of most of few tracks coming back to back to back, then just maybe the album would have given out a different kind of vibe, and that did not give the album a little bit of balance. The songs that brought balance into the album was the song produced by Taipei. It was one that produced Tattoo, Airplane Mode, NYC Girl, Go Away, and even Sade. Now this was a song that really brought out that cool, smooth, melodious Fireboy. All in all, like I rightly said, this is not a bad album. This is a good album. But is this album as good as LTG? Only time will tell. But if we are basically speaking, like the name of my friend's podcast, Oluwatobi Osho, I would basically say I love this album. This is an album full of experimental sound, which Fireboy was also able to pull through mostly, even though it gave the album a little bit of imbalance. But then again, if you are looking for good music, if you are looking for music to enjoy, then this is an album you should listen to. Rating of the album is going to be a 7/10. Coming up tomorrow is the DJ Copy Original Copy album review. You really do not want to miss that, trust me. And yes, do not forget that this triple back-to-back episode of the Chacha album review series on the Chacha Music Review podcast is being sponsored by Mama's Natural. That's hair and skin collection that has been carefully cutted for your hair enhancement and skin beautification. To get any of their products, like the pure coconut oil, like the pure shea butter, just send them a DM on Instagram at Mama's Natural. The Mama's is spelled MARMAZ. The handle will also be in the show notes. With that, I have come to the end of this first episode of the triple back-to-back episode of the Chacha album review series. My name still remains Afis Donuba. Till I come your way tomorrow, I say thank you and one love.